reasoning for Distractology is to help younger drivers learn the dangers on the road from any distractions that may occur while they're driving their vehicle. We joined with Arabella Foundation a number of years ago when they came up with Distractology. Our agency has been around for about 27 years now, and in that time, one of the things that we've dealt with our companies like Arabella is trying to figure out ways to help young teens with the accidents that come up. Of course, they pay a lot of money for insurance when they are young, the first 3 years being the most, and we felt this was a way to hopefully bring down some of the statistics of the drivers that are having troubles learning the ways of the road and the distractions that come about.
So students come in and they test out the simulator, and they do different scenarios throughout. Some of them include using their cell phone, the radio. They use water bottles, take photos while they're driving, so different distractions, and we show them how fast they can get into an accident. So they go through various scenarios. It takes about 40 minutes in total. We are focused on the young drivers with either a permit or a license under 3 years, because they're the ones that don't really know how fast an accident can happen. They just get out there on the road, and we want to focus on them so they can learn right away not to use those things, and it becomes a habit later on the road.
My experience was good. It was a great way to show me how to not drive distracted because of the outcomes it can bring. The things that surprised me most were how the obstacles jumped out very randomly.
Some things they have to look out for are signs, people crossing the streets. They have to look at their cell phone. They have to change music on the radio. Those things, they're looking away sometimes. They're thinking about doing different things. We ask them to do open up a water bottle while they're driving. Sometimes they have to be looking at other cars, who's got the right of way. Sometimes there's vehicles that actually don't have the right of way. They may go through a stop sign. They have to be defensive also when they're driving in the scenarios.
It's changed, obviously, over the course of the years that we've been in business. The distractions weren't what they are today. I mean, cell phones, obviously, texting, driving, things of that nature are more prominent in this day and age than they were back, let's say, 15, 20 years ago, when it was, maybe listening to the radio or, talking to a friend. I
believe for the majority of them, it seems like they actually took something away from it. They learned a lot from it. It seems, I hear from their comments a lot. It's definitely surprising most of the time when it happens to them, when they crash a lot. They don't expect to crash a lot. The main purpose, I would say, is to make sure the students are aware how dangerous it is to drive while distracted, to be aware of other things while on the road, and just to be patient overall, and make sure they become better drivers right from the get-go.
It's pretty knowledgeable. I mean, it gives you a lot of information that you wouldn't necessarily think about until you get in there. But it works. We've had great success with it. The kids seem to enjoy it, and certainly the town is appreciative of us coming out as well.
I learned to not touch my phone as much as I do, because you can get in an accident very quickly, and it's not worth it.
Put the cell phone away. That's probably the biggest one right now. Those are the questions we get from a lot of parents that come into our office. That's obviously number one. Pay attention to what's in front of you on the road. Buckle up, do the right thing when you get in the vehicle, and remember, it's not just your life that we're trying to protect, but the life of people that may be in the vehicle and obviously outside of the vehicle at the same time.
I would definitely recommend it. It's a great way to learn to not drive distracted.
I think that the big message here is to get young drivers in the best possible situation, and this is what we're trying to do as an agency, and this is what we're trying to do as a community for sure. Education's the key. Obviously, knowledge is the key, and for us, a program like this, which is really unheard of in this type of industry, I think what we're trying to do is, again, pass the message around that not only our agency and Arabella as a company is concerned about teaching young drivers the correct way to do things, but at the same time, what we're trying to do is protect everybody that we can come in contact with, that we can hopefully teach them a lesson, and then they come away with this knowing they come away with this knowing that there are distractions out there. There's things that we hope they do when they get into the car, and if this is something that works, then we're behind it 100%.